guys, and welcome to another episode of Peptalk on the Joe Maxwell Show. As usual, I am your host, Joe Maxwell. Today, we do have two topics again that we will be discussing. On the first segment, we'll be talking about the impacts of social media on small businesses. And on the second segment, we'll be talking about women rivalry. And I say women rivalry, why women cannot support one another. On the topic of impacts of social media on small businesses, social media platforms provide the perfect opportunity to take advantage of word of mouth and see it spread. It is growing at its fastest rate in developing countries. People are often connected on a global scale and casually participate in each other's lives through online observation. Something as simple as liking a brand on Facebook can spread virally very, very quickly throughout the various social media channels. It is worth nothing that individuals trust the opinions of their peers far more than a glossy magazine advert. We're about to find out from our guests today, but before I welcome them on set, take a look at who they are. Welcome guys, welcome on set. Thank you so much for joining. Hi Shile. So Shile, you are a digital consultant. Digital marketing consultant.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. And you're also CEO of
African Mommy and Shile Consultant.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining. Seyi Okhaga, CEO of Londongbajumo, formerly known as LPS, right? London Personal.
Yes.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Right. So on the subject of, I'd say, importance of social media, I think before we kind of go into social media, because I know that social media is just an element of digital marketing. I think it's good to first understand what digital marketing is first. Because I mean, I'm bringing this on because I know that for small businesses, there is that struggle of how can I build and grow my business online on social media. I don't think a lot of people actually quite understand the difference between digital marketing and social media. So Shile, given you're the expert here, can you kind of just quickly tell us what digital marketing is about?
In simple form, digital marketing is just basically marketing a service or a product online using the different social media or different digital medium or digital type channels. So it could be social media, it could be on your website, which is more or less optimizing the SEO. It could be like a paid search, so advertising on Google using the different forms.
Right, okay, cool. Right, so I'm guessing it's just anywhere you can market your goods services online.
Yes.
Okay.
So promoting the brand and making sure everyone sees it or your customer sees it.
Right, okay. So in terms of social media, given that we're talking about social media here, what are the types of social media that we do have presently that can kind of help businesses out there? The key ones.
So in terms of the names, well, everyone knows Facebook, and at the moment, Facebook still tops all the social media channels, and the main reason is because everyone is on it. So in some parts, you have the millennials, but because Facebook is still the top one, and then you have Twitter, you have YouTube, which is more of the video, social media aspect, and then you have Instagram, which is where it's at the moment.
It feels like Instagram is
I know.
I don't know, but I'm just going to pass over to Seyi. Your business is definitely an online business. I believe that's the only way you kind of grow yourself. What would you say? Which of the social platforms would you say is your main platform? Instagram.
She didn't even wait for you.
I know, right?
Instagram. No, Instagram is it.
And what would you say the importance of your presence on Instagram is for your business?
Okay, I think it's very quick for people to see what they want to buy because I'm a personal shopper, by the way. So it's much easier for them to see what they want to buy, and if they like it, they're contacting you immediately to say, "Oh, I want that." So it's more about seeing what they want to buy. It's in their face.
So how then can we, so given that you find that very easy to use, how can, if someone was watching and thinking, oh God, I really want to promote my business or my goods or my services on social media, how can you do that? How can you promote your business? What are the key things that you need to do?
I think the first thing or the most important thing is to really understand who you want to target, where they are, because everyone wants to be on Instagram at the moment, but are people like your audience on Instagram, or where are they? So really need to do your research. You can your research could just be talking to a friend that you think would be a target audience, talking to a group of friends, to just going online and creating like something as simple as SurveyMonkey, or working with someone that has the expertise in finding your target audience where they are, and then you can start thinking about creating a strategy on marketing to those people in that area or on a platform that you would like to target.
Okay, so from a consultant, I'll come to you, Shile, in a bit from a more practical sense. So apart from the fact that you do have a business that you run, the blog, what would you say as a consultant? What would you say the benefits of being able to push your business to social media? What are the benefits of doing that?
Well, the benefit, as Seyi said, the benefit is people are very visual. They can see it instantly and then they want it. I'll give you an example. I met someone recently and said, "Oh, I buy meat online." Where? "I buy it on Instagram."
Meat on Instagram?
I swear to God.
Wow.
I was like, "How?" "I don't know. She just puts the meat there and, she gives us the prices and then she says people can share. And the meat looks really good. Like it's raw meat.
Oh, wow.
Literally.
Okay.
This is Nigeria. And, because it's visual and she doesn't even have time to go to the market. She sees meat. You're on Instagram anyway.
That's the
and then she
first,
just, clicks it, buys it, sends money to her account, and then she gets it the next day or even the same day sometimes. So it's very visual, it's instant. And if you have something that you're selling and the people that would always want to buy it, there are people searching for your product all the time, you just have to know where they are. And you can connect instantly and globally as well. So that's I think that's the best.
Okay.
So
for you, Shile, I know you've had your business for how many years now?
5 years.
About 5 years.
Yeah.
And in terms of the progress, I mean, like I said earlier, you're an online personal shopper, right?
Yes.
How has social media helped your business to grow? So it's more of the benefits plus how you've physically seen Instagram at least helping your business.
Okay, I think for me, it's one of the main tools that I use. When I started initially, I was using the BBM.
Oh yes,
But that to
humble
me now
beginnings,
is
right?
Exactly. So, but I found out that people were taking into social Instagram more, so I switched from BBM to social media to Instagram, and ever since then it's been consistent growth. For me, what I do is consistency is very key, because if you go 2 days without posting, putting pictures out there, people be like, "Okay, are you okay? Are you alright? Something wrong with you?" So that's one of the things that's helped me grow my business, being consistent, and there's no fact about it. Social Instagram is the key thing for me.
For you. And what are the struggles? So what are kind of like the struggles, the challenges that you've had over the years in growing your, because you do fantastically well online. I mean, I don't know how. Sometimes I feel like you don't sleep at all.
Yeah, thank you.
So
one of the main challenges for me is how to connect to the people, because you can post 1 million pictures and nobody will just connect with it. So you kind of make it more personal. Like people want to see who is behind you. You kind of bring in your own person into the brand, because they are more comfortable doing business with you.
Someone they can relate.
Exactly. Not. Although when I started, I used to put a lot of my pictures on there, but I don't feel comfortable doing that anymore. So the best way I can do that is just to write up stories. If anything happens in the store that is funny, I try to put it out there so that people can relate to it.
Can I just ask? You've just said at some point you had to. So you said 3 things.
Yeah.
The first thing was people like to connect with the face behind the brand.
Yeah.
And I think we all know that, because I've literally only just recently found that out myself. So that was the first thing you said. The second thing you said is then you started putting your face out there for them to connect with it. Would you say to me that you got more engagement the moment people were able to connect with the face behind the brand?
Yes, to some extent I did, but like I said, I just don't.
No.
Yeah.
So we're going to come back to that.
Okay.
So yes, you don't like it, but a lot of things we do, we don't like, right? But you need to get traction. You need to get people to remain on your page, literally drilling. But the reason I'm asking this question is because people need to know. I mean, they're asking, so what's the purpose of this whole segment if we can't give nuggets out there? So my question is, as of when you started putting your face out there, just random posts, random snap story and everything, did you see your business grow? Did you see your followership grow? Did you see people more engaged on your page? Talk us through that.
Okay, yes, because they felt they know me that way, so they were comfortable to do business with me. And when I mean do business, when you have people putting millions in your accounts in Nigeria, like 5 million, 3 million, and if they don't see a face behind that, they will be a bit withdrawn to say, okay, I really don't know who you are, I don't know the face behind this, so I can't, why would I give you my money?
Absolutely.
So that for me helped me to reach out to them more. They were able to connect with me more. And another aspect I've started using is the stories, because the stories it's just like 24 hours and it's gone. So if I put my face out there, fine, you've seen me and everything. So it's really important for you to connect with your brand, to put your face out there so that it can be more comfortable. Having said that, it depends on the kind of business that you do, because my business involves money, and we know we Africans, we're very quick.
I don't even think it's about. I think it's just human.
But we have an extra.
And if you think about it, you're personal shopper. So it has to be personal.
Yeah.
And as much as you don't like it, I disagree with the fact that, maybe now you say you're not comfortable, but you kind of still have to do it.
Yeah.
It's going to be very difficult.
Yeah. So I was coming to that. I mean, I think the only reason you're withdrawing from that is because you already have your clientele. You're probably one of the few Nigerians or bloggers or that do have that followership, and even if you sneeze on Instagram, people will like your sneezing. At least you've been able to go through that journey. You've done that. Your customer we know who Shile Okhaga is. We know who the CEO is, and then now you can kind of go. You know what? I don't want my face out there. Let me put something a bit more inspirational, something more motivating, and also I kind of like that angle because I think it would help. It would help people trying to start a big business. I mean, again, there's a borderline in you're selling the product and 90% of the pictures on your page is your face. I mean, that's what we're talking about. I think it's just more making sure that your customers can connect with who they are actually buying from. So I think I'm just going to do one more question before we kind of actually do two more questions. And I think the first thing that I'll say is we've talked about how obviously you've kind of grown with that. So it's obviously helped to build your brand and everything else. Let's round up the segment by just talking about the risk of social media. So whilst it's all fun and games, it's lovely to put your pictures out there, beautiful and everything, what are the impacts? So I'm going to come to you in terms of perhaps the theoretical impact of just having a blog or just being a digital consultant, digital marketing consultant, and I'll come to you based on real life experience. And if you have a real life experience as well, if you had a backlash or something, what are the impacts?
So the impact in terms of negative impact.
The risk.
Socially, the risk. Well, one of the risks could be really destroying your brand. So you're creating something and then within a second it could be destroyed. Look at the Nivea or the Dove ad, for example, where, even though it wasn't really created to be racial, someone just took a snip of that and then turned it into something racial and then it went viral. And now they can't seem to stop it. But it was good that you could rectify it. But I think brand management is always very important. No matter what you do, just make sure that there's always someone there that can react to like a negative press, a negative impact on anything you do. It could be a campaign. So that alone, is one main
It's interesting you talked about the Nivea thing, because I'm sure some people now, normally they would have probably bought Nivea if they just saw it on the shelf. And I think now they probably see Nivea and Dove and be like, next Imperial or something, is it there? So you're right. Seyi, have you ever had experience in the past where you've really had it bad on social media?
I would say so what happened is, this is a real life experience. So because of the kind of job that I do or the kind of line of business, I get people coming up, I won't say steal my picture, but using my picture to scam people, like taking my picture to say, oh, I can help you get this, and so therefore pay money to my account, and once they pay money to their account, and that's it, they're blocking them. So that is a big risk for me, because they come back to me to say, oh, I thought you guys were connected or you guys were in partnership with each other. So, and people say, okay, put watermark on your pictures, but people still use watermark picture to scam people.
Well, you can remove watermark even.
Exactly.
Okay. You can now?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a big risk for me. So I try to tell them that if you don't connect with me, if you don't communicate with me directly, then you are on your own. That's it.
All right. Okay. That's. I didn't even realize people do that.
Yeah, you do
but
that.
Okay. So I'm just we're conscious of time because we still have another topic too. Just in 2 words, if you were to recommend or advise our viewers out there to tell them what they need to do, two key things that they must do to grow their business, help grow their business on social media, what would those two things be?
well, the most important thing that you said before is consistent. Be consistent. Whatever you need to do, don't forget you need to be consistent. The second thing would be to connect and be real. There's no point in being fake. Be real. Connect. Content is king.
Yeah.
Right. Have the right content.
Right. And thank you very much, Shile.
So for me, I would say good content and a good, depending on what you're doing, but for me, a good camera will be very, very key for you to put, because you don't want to put, nowadays, you don't want to put pictures out there that people just be like, okay, so you have to put your very clean pictures out there.
Yeah, because it's all about
it's
visuals,
all about
visuals and
yeah.
everything, right? Thank you so much, guys. Oh, I feel like I'm in a class right now. I'm not kind of like, but that's it for us on the first segment. When we come back, we'll be talking about women rivalry. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys, to the second segment of today's episode, where we'll be talking about women rivalry. Have you ever heard about how women are the worst enemies? I do hear that a lot, and I think I've experienced quite a few of that a lot. But it's not about me today. It's not about my opinions, it's about our guest opinions. Still with us today is Seyi Okhaga and Shile, Ismaila. We're going to be delving into this, and hopefully they can bring in some of the real life examples into this. It's going to be a little bit more chill. Right, guys, so women rivalry. Women rivalry. Women rivalry. Have you experienced it at all?
Yes, absolutely. I have.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay. So at least I know we can have a conversation here. Do you want to give us an example of one that you had recently?
Basically, walk into your room, feel the people that some you know, some you don't, and you kind of, as you normally do, you kind of want to find your own space and just be comfortable, and you just feel this cold air. Like no, you say hello and people just stare at you and just look away, and it's very difficult. If it's somewhere you don't have to be, then I don't bother. But if it's somewhere you have to be, you kind of find, navigating your way through and just trying to be. I'm only here to be, to have just as much fun as you.
But can that? I'm just thinking, is that really a rivalry thing, or is it just, I don't know, you kind of thing? I don't want
to.
It
could be a rivalry. Maybe you don't like the way you look, or you look better than they do, or I don't know.
Okay.
It could just be something about you, or as women, as women, we just have that thing where I don't know you, and
I'm not going to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother with you.
Right, okay.
Sometimes, yeah.
Seyi, can you give us an example of when you've had that experience? If you have had that experience. Because we know you're a big girl now, right? So you level up with all the directors, all the CEOs, and so you know.
Thank you. Okay, I would say I used to have that in the past, but I don't focus on it anymore because I just feel it's waste of time for you to focus on negativity.
Okay.
So, but one thing I noticed generally is that we feel insecure when someone else is doing better than us.
Let's talk about that. That's where I am going. I think the issue more is around how suddenly you weren't doing anything. And you decided, it's not even decided, it wasn't even overnight. You had your struggles, right? You had your late nights where you've been doing stuff, and suddenly, like you said, Shile, you just popped. And then your circle of friends, I think let's talk about the circle. We'll move away from your inner circle. But let's start with your inner circle. When you started, back then it was LPS, now Londongbajumo. What experience? I want you to kind of give us real life example how you felt with certain friends, whether or not you told them about the idea and they're trying to talk you out of it for whatever reason. Give us something. I know there's something like that.
Okay, so when I first started, I started from the bottom, like the rock bottom. So because I wasn't sure how people were going to take what I do, I started going to the high street shops and over the years, I graduated into doing luxury personal shopping, and I get that because they saw how successful that was. People just have this head like, oh, don't talk to me. Do you think it's because you're now doing shopping for some certain people? Which I'll be like, why are you bringing
that into this
relationship? So it's just that I think you just feel like, okay, maybe because you are at this level in your also, do we look down on them, or so they are kind of defending themselves that before you come look down on me, stay there. Exactly.
Let me twist that for you a little bit. So when you were back then, when you were shopping on the high streets, like the high street shops, did you have other similar personal shoppers that were shopping high and stuff? And you know how news comes back to you and you kind of hear they say, all she does is just shopping from random Primark and all of that. It's still rivalry because they feel, even though you're getting 1,000 customers buying high street shops and they're probably getting 5 customers, it doesn't mean their 5 customers equates to the profit you made. But at least you have more customers, you have this word of mouth going out there. Do you get that? Did you ever get that saying, oh, what is she about? All she does is just random Primark shopping and all of that. Did you get that?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and tell us about that.
So they would just be like, okay, what's the noise all about? She makes too much noise. My friends have been in saloons in Nigeria and they were practically talking about me. I don't mind her. She's just making noise. She's a noise maker. XYZ shopper is doing big girls, they are shopping for big girls. And my friend just came back to me that, wow, people are really talking about you. And I'm like, what did they say?
Good publicity. We just talk about social media.
No publicity is back.
Absolutely.
So that's just it. Because, and I don't even know these people, but probably they see what they come to my page, they see that, and because I do something, I pull the price up and say, okay, £5,000 only, and I'm sending this to Lagos, and I just feel they get intimidated, like, wow, she's made just 10% out of 5,000, so they just feel that. So I get that a lot, but like I said, I choose to ignore.
So and I think one thing with someone that does the same thing, so you could even have someone that does the same thing as you do, but I think the mistake most people make is just find your own unique thing. You could be in the same niche. So what I'm saying is find something that makes you unique. So someone will come to you because maybe your brand, or you're very good at sourcing Gucci. Someone else could be, or just like the quirky Gucci stuff. Your could be classic Gucci. It could be the same exact thing. But the fact that people can't find their own niche, and then you just feel straight like she's doing exactly the same thing. What do I do? And you start, focus on your own thing.
Let's bring this back to where. So I'm just kind of thinking. I don't want to forget some of the questions.
Sure.
Why do you guys think that we're constantly hating each other? Because that example she's given, I bet it's probably somebody who has nothing and they haven't done anything. Why are we constantly hating each other? Why can't we support? Oh, there's another woman who's just started something. Oh, well, I'm proud to see another black woman doing something. Why can't we be all about that? Why must we always pull each other down?
I think it's easier to hate than like. It's just easy. And especially when you haven't done much, and then you see someone, as you said, someone doesn't know how many sleepless nights you've had. They just see you and they see you popping and they say, oh, she's lucky. And I hate that one, lucky. Especially when you know you struggle, when you know your hustle. And someone says, oh, she's just lucky. It's easier to hate people when you haven't done much yourself, or even if you've done much. I think it's human nature as well. Let's not forget.
Yeah, true.
You have it in you. I have it in me. It's just sometimes, you see someone like, oh God, I wish I was at that stage yet. Not like you're hating, or sometimes you can be envious sometimes. I've had it, and I'm not going to lie about it, but it's just a case of bringing yourself back and saying, you know what, you get there, in time. Just relax, chill, and support. And, you constantly remind yourself to support each other. Sure. It's not that easy for us to support each other. We can be here and say that now, but...
Yes, I think as you're saying, talking about, it's not easy for us to support each other. I think more often than not, when I hear women talking about people within the circle of friends, the ones that are not within your circle of friends, they're like good marketing, the cheapest marketing, because whoever they're talking to will probably want to go and check who that person is. So it's easy, cheap marketing. But let's talk about like the ones that, for example, we're in the same industry, or we're very good friends, or we're supposed to be very good friends, so very, very close circle of friends. It feels like, as a woman, I can be here and without realizing, I just hate everything about you just because you're successful. And just because I feel like, well, I should be the one where I should be in Seyi's shoes. After all, who is she kind of thing? Can that ever stop? Can we ever stop hating each other?
I think it can stop if we create more awareness. And I've seen that a lot on social media.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this hashtag women supporting women.
Yeah.
So I think with more awareness, it can actually stop. And I do say to people that you don't know the sleepless nights, you don't know the behind the scenes that I have cried over my business, I have struggled, people have left with my money, and you know, there are so many sacrifices I've done in the past, and they have no idea of what you go through for you to be at that stage. So I just tell people, do you forget the haters, or if I'm allowed to use that word, if I'm allowed to use that word, exactly, just forget them and focus on you, and you just see that once those people hating on you or just thinking, they'll come back to level up, come back to celebrate you, to say, and it's very common when you are in the same line of business. You just feel if you're having this certain kind of client, why shouldn't I have such clients
But
as
the
well?
thing is, though, well, I don't know if people do it, but I think in terms of how you could change that is also supporting that person as well.
But how can you support?
So you know that from what you said, you know, we were talking earlier before we started. From what you said, like you have a friend, a close friend that you know that she just keeps hating. At the end of the day, you kind of have to find what makes her tick, why she's hating. It could just be she's also struggling with something that she wants to, but she can't come to you because she's probably busy, she's not going to talk to me. So really, find a way or a soft spot where you can really connect with her.
Yeah.
You know, she's your friend, you connect, but connect. You know what I mean?
That's a big challenge. So let's turn things around a little bit. You know, I've been talking about free publicity. I know it's very common, even in westernized world, rappers do it. Yeah. Recently, I mean, I love Cardi B. Oh God, I mean, I love her because I watched, you know, Love and Hip Hop. So from when she started, when people knew nothing of her, I love her growth. But whatever happened between her and Nicki Minaj, honestly, I still don't know. But I think more often than not, you get even people up there. You're thinking, why are you guys have your different markets? You have your different, you know. I think I probably listened to Cardi B. Actually, not Nicki Minaj. That's just because I've followed her story. You know, so it's still very common. Even the ones that are doing so well. You know, we're talking about people like you and I on this level, and we have politicians constantly going in at each other.
But they're human at the end of the day. It doesn't matter where you are. As long as you're not God, you're still human. And it's just that human element. It's a character that you cannot remove out of you, except you learn it and you try and train yourself out of it.
It has to be a decision that
I think it's more
exactly.
I think it's more a decision that we have to make.
We just have
conscious
to
decision. And sometimes we can get caught in our own bubble as well. You know, you want someone to support you, but have you done that for someone else? And
guys. We need to nip this right here because we really need to nip this right here. I mean, for me, I think like Seyi said earlier on, there's a whole lot of conversations going around women supporting women, and hopefully, you know, we can get to that place where we can say truly women are supporting. Because I know that men, they don't have the issues with that at all. You know, a man can walk in here and there are like 10 other men here, and they kind of have a conversation. But women, the moment you come in, you have to first side one person up. So it's a constant battle that we're having. But hopefully someday we're able to kind of say, you know, we're supporting one another. And like Seyi said earlier on, you have to make a conscious effort. It's a conscious thing that I am going to support the other woman. And you know what they say, one good turn deserves the other. You wish well for the other person. At some point, it will come to you. It will come. It may take long. It may take a couple of years, a couple of months, but it will surely come to you. So that's it for us in this segment. But just before we go, as usual, we always like to find out what our guests don't like, and we call that pet peeves. I wonder, some people are probably thinking, she probably didn't get that right. It should be pet peeves. Yes, we know. But we call it here pet peeves. Right, guys. So I probably said the jollof for me is really... Apart from all the other jollofs, I always like to find out what is it that you don't like.
So I'll say for me, mine is laziness. I just don't like lazy people, and I'm not referring to the going to the gym kind of lazy. I just mean you having a plan and you just fail to execute it. You have so many things to put in place to promote your brand, but you just can't be bothered to, if it's probably you need a training or to get to the next level, but you're just feeling so lazy to go for that training, which will take you to the next level. So that for me, and especially in men, I'm really sorry, but I just don't like it when men do that, because women, we have loads of things that we look after, the kids, issues, but if a man is just that kind of no, for me.
I kind of like, I like your pet peeves, and I say that because it almost ties into the other three things that we've talked about, the two topics talked about today, where impacts on social media. Some people will be like, I don't have the time. You want to grow your business, you're too lazy to work and to grow it.
True.
Woman rivalry, for example, you're hating the other person, but she's been putting so much work, and you haven't done.
They have
I know,
no idea.
you know what? Yeah, amazing. Over to you, Shile.
It's very similar to hers. And again, maybe because of our passion and what we do. But I think for me, it's procrastinators. Like, do it already, right?
Yeah.
You say you're gonna do something. I know sometimes you can get a little bit lazy, but you really need to find a way to get yourself up again and start it again. So procrastinate, but make sure you get back as quickly as you can, because life doesn't wait.
Life certainly doesn't wait. Thanks so much, guys, and we're gonna wrap this episode up on saying life doesn't wait. Guys, don't forget we've talked about two key topics today. First was impact of social media on small businesses, and remember, Shile is a digital consultant. So if you are looking for someone to help you shape in your business, you've got Shile here. We'll leave her details on there. You can actually go online and find her. I think she's Shile on Digital. But we'll put all our details out there. And of course, if you're looking for someone who's going to help you, perfect, and just kind of help you do all your shopping, you've got Londongbajumo there. Do not forget to join this conversation, or join both conversations, by leaving a comment. Let us know what you think. And that's it for us on the Joe Maxwell Show. Until next time, I'm your host.